Yes, I'm Louise Timlin. I'm a member of the Women's Equality Party. We have an active branch locally in Reading and Wokingham. I'd like to start by saying a massive thank you to Ricky and everybody here for organising this cross-party demonstration today. Some issues, and this is clearly one of them, are so big and so important. They require us and our representatives to put egos, personal and political ambitions aside. Brexit and the way a no-deal Brexit is being railroaded through is one of those issues. If Brexit happens, and the type of Brexit we get will have enormous consequences, both immediately and for many, many years to come. It will impact our children's futures in ways that we probably can't even imagine right now. Silencing of our elected parliament in order to further the party political ambitions of an unelected prime minister is a step too far. I have long believed that the people of Britain, the people of Reading, would get to a point in this political process where we would just say no more. We are at that point. Here we are demanding that this coup be stopped and our democracy be restored. The Women's Equality Party advocates for Remain and reform. We want a people's vote where Remain is one of the options on the paper. The European Union has been the source of many women's and workers' rights. And while the EU is not perfect, Remain and reform offers us the best opportunity for a fair and prosperous future with the ability to put trade negotiations on an equal footing with human rights, workers' rights and women's rights. From the outset, women's voices have not been heard in this referendum debate. Boris Johnson alone has received more coverage than all female spokespeople combined.
Women out of number 10.
An analysis by Loughborough University shows that men have dominated 85% of the press coverage and 75% of television time during the EU referendum debate. And yet a no-deal Brexit would be particularly devastating for women. Women are already bearing 86% of the austerity burden. Changes to universal credit, cuts to public services impact women more than men. Women are more likely to be lower paid and rely on important public services. When social care is cut, women step in to fill the gap, leaving them unable to take up paid employment. There are proportionally more women living in poverty in the UK than there are men. A no-deal Brexit will absolutely make this worse. The negative economic consequences will undoubtedly result in yet more austerity measures, which will impact women and minority women the hardest. A second referendum with an option to remain and clarity on the impact of all options is the only way forwards. We cannot accept that an unelected Prime Minister will silence our Parliament in order to push through a policy that will have a devastating impact on this country. Finally, I would like to say a massive thank you to the 21 Conservative MPs and the one who crossed the floor, who put the interests of the country before their own personal interests. They showed bravery, courage, principle and morals. They put us first. They have given us reason to hope, reason to believe that the parties can work together to find a way through this absolute mess. But in order for that to happen, in order for our elected MPs to work together and achieve the best results for Britain, they need Parliament to be functioning. Parliament needs to be sitting. We must stop this coup. We must defend our democracy. Thank you.
Finally, do we have